Okay, let me be clear. There is no one right way to talk to your chat, but there are some general guidelines and tips that you can follow to engage your community. In this video, I'm going to give you some tips on how to talk to your chat and keep them engaged and get more followers. Roll the intro. Now, I know the topic of this video might be a little controversial or weird even, but interacting with your chat is the foundation in which you build your streaming community on. Now, before I get into this video, I want you guys to understand that this may be hard for some of you to hear. This advice is for those who are looking to learn and accept feedback. Let's recap the 3 reasons that people tune into your stream. Because you're good at a game, because you're knowledgeable and people want to learn from you, or because they come for you and they want to engage with you. Most people think they can just turn on their stream, turn on their camera, turn on their microphone, sit down, play a game, and people will want to watch and listen to you. That's not always the case. If you're really good at a game, like reason number 1, you actually have a pretty decent head start. I'm not saying that you can just be good at a game and people will want to watch you. If you don't have a camera or a microphone, you might as well just be a YouTube video. But if you've marketed yourself correctly and you have those things, it's a pretty amazing quality to be good at a game. If you're knowledgeable about a certain game, topic, or game strategy, that's another reason people will tune into you. There's a reason just chatting is such a popular topic, and that's because people love to listen, people love to learn, and people love to just chat. There are so many smart people out there with knowledge to spill, and a lot of smart people who are willing to learn and are trying to learn. As it pertains to games though, and strategy, you see that all the time. And yes, I understand that the two overlap in the sense that if you're knowledgeable about a game strategy, chances are you're really good at it. The third reason that people come to watch a stream is because of you. They want to come engage with you. They come because of the vibes you give off. They come because of your style. Whatever it is, people come for you. Don't forget that. But that brings us to the main point of this video. If you're not good at a game and you're not knowledgeable, what is going to make people stay and watch you? The answer is interaction. Think about it this way. If you take a video game and a streamer as separate entities, what does the streamer add to the entertainment value of the video game? In the case of our third reason here, it's that he or she is highly engaging and interactive. I'm going to say this outright. If you don't have a microphone, you're doing it wrong. You're going to have a really hard time getting a following if people can't hear you or chat with you and get to know you. Could you stop and write in the chat sometimes? Sure, but I'd be lying to you if I said that that is the best way to grow. At that point, you might as well be a let's play with no commentary. A camera is still very, very important, but less so if you're just starting out. You can get away with no camera up to a certain point, but eventually you're going to need one. Obviously, everyone has different personalities. Some of us are more extroverted, and some of us are more shy and introverted. But it doesn't mean that you can't be an amazing streamer. I already know that you are. Something that I've said in the past that is still very important here is to find a style or brand. Do you have a persona like Dr. Disrespect? Or are you just yourself? Whatever brand or style you go with, just stick with it. Because as you build up a following, that's what people come to see. Let's get on to the tips here. Tip number 1 might seem obvious, but it's to check your chat often. Now, I know the title of the video is how to talk to your chat, but you can't talk to your chat if you don't check it. And this is super important. You'd be surprised how many people forget to check their chat. Sometimes I'll hop into some other small streamers, I'll put in some emotes, I'll say, hi, how's it going, what's going on? Or what game are you playing? Maybe I've never seen it. And then 5 to 10 minutes goes by and they haven't said anything. And by that time, I'm already disinterested and I've clicked out of it. And yes, I understand it depends on the game that you're playing. If you're in the final circle of Warzone, or maybe you're playing a game like Dark Souls or Cuphead or whatever, where looking away for even a split second can get you killed, I get that. I understand it. Everyone does. My best suggestion is to have a second monitor or phone or whatever it is that you use to monitor your chat off to the side, but within your peripheral vision so that you can see when chat is coming in. And when you see the chat start to move, you can just politely say, hey guys, I see the chat coming in. I'll get to it in a minute. People will understand. It's not a big deal. If you don't have the luxury of a second monitor or a second screen, there are text-to-speech bot integrations within Twitch or Streamlabs or your whatever streaming program you're using that can help you with that. Just be careful, they can get annoying sometimes. Some people like to spam them. Tip number 2, on top of checking your chat often, how you speak to your chat is very important as well. Again, we all have different styles and brands, but one thing that remains constant is that you should always acknowledge when someone new comes into your chat. Let me make this clear. Most viewers do not chat. A lot of them lurk. But when someone new does hop into the chat and it's a name that you don't recognize, say hello. How are you? How's your night going? Or again, whatever kind of brand or style that you're going with, but acknowledge them. It's as simple as that. The worst thing that you can do is miss that person or even skip over the chat. Kiss that viewer goodbye. You want to make them feel important because they are important. Every single viewer is important. We have a finite amount of time on this planet, and you're telling me that someone took the time out of their life to come and support you and check you out and engage with you? That's pretty freaking awesome if you ask me. I know that I truly appreciate every person in the chat and lurker alike. I sincerely appreciate lurkers. Can we actually talk about lurkers for just a second? Lurkers are like the backbone of Twitch. Like I said, a majority of viewers don't chat, even on big channels. If someone's lurking, take the view. Your averages mean everything. I see people complain all the time. Well, there's no one active in my chat. How am I supposed to be entertaining? Or why do people come in my stream but they don't say anything? I need someone to talk to. How am I supposed to chat if no one's chatting with me? Which brings me to tip number 3, and that is to get comfortable talking to yourself. All of us, when we started out, we all had one viewer, which by the way can be yourself if you didn't know that. Twitch doesn't stop you from doing that. Okay, maybe you had a few friends and family who tuned in. But how many of them really chatted? And are they even there to chat with you every single stream? This is a very difficult thing to do because this is not something that we do regularly. Most of us don't just talk to ourselves for no reason. But talking to yourself as a streamer at whatever stage that you're in is crucial. I think the biggest issue that new streamers face is they don't know what to talk about. Oftentimes we just think that we can talk about whatever game we're playing or what's going on, but that can get stale really quickly. And unless it's a strategy game where you're constantly thinking, there's only so much you can say. My best suggestion is to write down a list of topics to talk about throughout your stream. I remember when I first started, I used to write down a list of dozens of topics that I wanted to cover during the stream, and it made my life so much easier. Anytime I noticed that there was some dead air, I would take a look at the list really quick and I would just start talking about the topic. I have very strong opinions about things, and I feel like people would want to hear them or at least tune in to listen to my nonsense. Like Horizon Zero Dawn. I don't like the game. There, I said it. And sometimes I would still finish the list and then not have anything to talk about, especially when I first started. But for the 1 or 2 individuals that were there when I was talking, it helped keep them engaged and helped keep them listening because I gave them something to listen to and to get to know me a little bit better. It kept them engaged, and that's what's important. It could be about current game news or industry news or your favorite game coming up. It doesn't matter. It could even be something totally unrelated to gaming. And sometimes it even triggers those silent lurkers to chime in. I would definitely avoid political or social issues. Unless that's your thing, then go ahead. But as I briefly mentioned before, having these topics to talk about and give your opinions about these things gives the viewers a chance to get to know you as a person and as a streamer and get to know that brand. People want to know who you are. They want to be able to relate to you. Potential followers want to know who they're following. If you don't talk or tell them anything, how are they supposed to find out? As you get to know your chat better, you'll start to engage with them in different ways. A few of them might become regulars. You might start to have some inside jokes. They might start to speak more. It just becomes an overall better experience for your audience. Eventually, it'll just get to the point where everything's organic and you don't even need that list anymore. The last great side effect of writing down this list of topics is that it gets you practice in talking to yourself, especially if you're not comfortable with that. As they say, 2 birds. But I want to move on to the last part of this video, and that is how to handle a raid. Raids are a crucial part of growing small channels. And some of you might be asking, how do I get rated? I've never been rated before. I suggest going back and watching my last video about networking. Get yourself into a good community of like-minded people, coordinate raids, or just keep paying it forward, and it will come back to you. But I digress. I have now been a part of a lot of raids, and you can always tell when it's a good raid choice and a bad raid choice. A good raid choice is super humble. They thank the raiders, they ask how everyone's doing, they're thanking them for the follows or the bits or the cheers or whatever else that they're doing. They might tell you a little bit about the channel and tell you a little bit about themselves, and if they're smart, they'll say, don't follow me right away. Stick around, watch my content, and then if you enjoy it, then follow me. At least that's what I do. I don't believe in follow for follow, and you guys know that already. Sometimes if the raid is hype enough, you can actually get them to cry. Yes, actual tears. I made a guy cry once with a 40-person raid, and it was amazing. I love drinking the tears. It fuels me. But then there are bad raids, and you're just like, wow. You don't even know what to say. I was once a part of an amazing 60+ person raid, and the streamer didn't even thank the raider. The streamer just sat there, and people in the streamer's party were like, oh my god, you got raided by 60 people. Like, I would kill for a 5-person raid. And you know what the streamer said? I've gotten raided before. It's not a big deal. This is like my 5th time. Guess what happened? Most of the people, myself included, left immediately. Don't be an asshole. There's no obligation for someone to raid you. And it should be an honor that someone decided to raid you, share their viewers, and expose you to people that you might never have been exposed to before. These are the kind of things that help you grow as a small streamer. The first time I got raided, I was so stunned and happy I didn't even know what to do with myself. Whether you raid me with 1 person, 50 people, 1,000 people, or 100 people, I will always be appreciative of you. My most recent raid, I got raided by 40 plus people and I almost cried and I couldn't breathe and I almost passed out. It's seriously amazing. I spent the next 20 minutes just thanking everyone in the chat and trying to calm myself down. The point is, be thankful. No one has to raid you. Remember that. Anyway, that's going to do it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a like. And if you'd like to see more content like this, please subscribe. As mentioned, I'm a variety streamer and I stream 4 days a week. I'll leave a link to my Twitch channel down below, as well as my socials. Follow me and let's network. Anyway, catch you later.